Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to have a look at the top 5 best class setups for rank play. So if you're wanting to get to that top 250 or even the number 1 rank spot without cheating, of course, I'm going to give you the best weapons you should be using currently, and these weapons absolutely shred. So you definitely sit back, relax and enjoy it. If you do, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss a single video here on the channel. Now as well guys, if you want to get to that top 250, you definitely need to get yourself some control freaks. You can get some Black Ops 6 ones currently. It does come with some additional in-game content, plus you get a nice little silver Black Ops coin as a little keepsake. You can use the code Floppy Penguin at checkout or click the link down below to save yourself 12% off all your orders. So we have 2 assault rifles and 3 SMGs in today's builds, and first of all we're going to have a look at everything else in between what you guys want to be rocking in terms of your pistol and tactical lethal, etc. So every single class that you'll see today will be rocking the exact same. So we'll have the Strider 22 and it has the standard attachments there. We'll also have the frag grenade, concussion, and we're always going to be using the trophy system. This is going to be brilliant when you are on the hard points, when you are on the control points. This is going to help you out a lot from those concussions and nades just constantly coming over at you. Now speaking of nades constantly coming over at you, you want to make sure you've got flat jacket on as perk number 1. You'll also need fast stands, because if you get into those situations where you're running out of ammo and you need to finish a guy off, you want to make sure you can swap weapons a lot quicker. Double time speaks for itself. You want to make sure you sprint around that map as quick as you possibly can. And then I always like to use perk read, and we are going to use ninja, so we are absolutely silent and no one can hear us running around the map, especially if you're playing, for example, search and destroy. You don't want to be found. So these weapons are not necessarily in any particular order as we're going through them. It's just how I've built them in the weapon loadouts. So the first weapon we're going to look at is the AIMS 85, which arguably is probably one of the best ARs in the rank play series so far. So first of all, you're definitely going to want an optic. So I always go with the Kepler Microflex, one of my favorite ones. You can maybe swap it out for a Merlin Reflex or a Merlin Mini, but the Kepler does give you that wider field of view, which is always great. Then you do want to use the ported compensator. Now it will increase your first shot recoil control and your recoil control. They are the positives on that. And then you want to use the reinforced barrel. Now you do have a few options on here. Some people like the gain twist barrel for that bullet velocity, but in all honesty I prefer the reinforced barrel. You get that bullet velocity and damage range, so it's basically pretty much the gain twist barrel and the long barrel combined, just -1 on the increasement on both of the damage range and bullet velocity. But all in all, this is going to make your weapon a lot better at all ranges. Once again, you've got a few options for your underbarrel. You can either use vertical grip, which obviously that's going to increase your horizontal recoil control. You could use precision grip, which increases your horizontal recoil control as well and your idle sway. But Ranger foregrip is always going to be the better one. Horizontal recoil control and sprint movement speed is going to be the improvements there. For your rear grip then guys, you want to be using the ergonomic grip. The ergonomic grip increase your slide to fire speed, dive to fire speed, and ADS speed as well, which is obviously the best option here in terms of movement. Now you do have some similar, so you could choose the CQB grip. This will just change your ADS speed and swap it out for the sprint to fire speed in terms of your pros that can benefit the weapon, but it's up to yourself which one you would prefer. But I do prefer the ergonomic grip. I do think the ergonomic grip is a lot better. So the next loadout you guys want to definitely try out is the KSV. Now I wouldn't say it's the best SMG, but I definitely wouldn't say it's the worst. So for the KSV then guys, like I said, everything else in this set is going to be exactly the same, obviously barring the attachments. So the first attachment we are going to use is the compensator. Now you could use the ported compensator, but it's not necessarily needed for this weapon. It's mainly the vertical recoil control we need to focus on, hence why that's been on there. Then we are going to use the reinforced barrel. This will increase your damage range and bullet velocity. You'll see a pattern across a lot of these class setups. A lot of these attachments will pretty much be re-seen on most weapons, just so then they all basically function pretty much the same and shred through. Once again, like I said, the Ranger foregrip. Now this one, the other alternative grip I probably would switch to this is the precision grip. That one's a decent grip as well. Vertical grip's alright, but it's only going to improve your horizontal, so you do have a couple options there, but you're always going to be better off with a Ranger foregrip on this weapon. And then once again, we are going to use the ergonomic grip to increase that slide to fire fire speed, dive to fire speed, and ADS speed as well. And then lastly for this, we are going to use the balanced stock. This is going to increase your strafing movement speed, hip fire movement speed, and aim walking movement speed as well. Gives you that mobility, especially if you are up close on those hard points, on those control points. It's going to give you a hell of a lot of controllability in that area, and movement speed is going to be absolutely phenomenal. So the next up is the AK-74. Now, the thing we are going to change on this, guys, is we are going to add on Gunfighter. Now, a lot of pros don't necessarily use Gunfighter, but I feel to get the best outcome for this weapon, it is definitely needed. The weapon is really good, solid anyway, but the couple of extra attachments you can put on, this can shred at all different ranges. So all the thing that will be missing is Ninja. You could maybe swap out Flat Jacket for Ninja if you are a bit silent and you're not too bothered about blowing up by a grenade. But for me, I just don't like being blown up by grenades at all. So for the optic, we're going to use the Kepler Microflex. Literally, like I said, one of the better options, but it's personal preference, I think, in terms of optics. But the iron sights are not very great on this weapon, so I would definitely state that you do need an optic on this weapon. Then we're going to use the ported compensator. This is going to increase your fire shot recoil control and vertical recoil control, as you're aware of. The reinforced barrel is on there once again. We are going to use the vertical foregrip. Now, you can use the Ranger grip, but personally, you're not going to be sprinting too much around with this weapon. So the vertical foregrip will be the better option. Rear grip, we're going to use the ergonomic grip once again to increase our ADS speed, slide to fire speed, dive to fire speed. Then we're going to use the balanced stock, so that increases your aim, walking, movement speed, etc., as you can see there. And then lastly, we are going to use the recoil springs just to get rid of that any extra recoil that might be left in the weapon. The accuracy on this weapon is absolutely insane. The recoil is pretty much not there at all. Then we're going to use the PP919, and this weapon, once again, we're going to use the ported compensator to increase that fire shot recoil control, horizontal and vertical recoil control. We're then going to use the reinforced barrel once again, as you're all aware, damage range and bullet velocity increase. Ergonomic grip once again increases your slide, dive, and aim down sight speeds. And then lastly, we're going to have the balanced stock on that for the final attachment. Then the final weapon class setup we've got here today is going to be the Jackal. The Jackal PDW is arguably one of my favorite SMGs in this game, whether that be rank play or multiplayer. So this, like I said, once again, absolutely shreds in this game. We are going to use the compensator on this one just to increase that vertical recoil control. The reinforced barrel, once again, we know how that works. Ranger foregrip, ergonomic grip, and balanced stock. So these are going to be the 5 class setups you guys want to try in rank play. Currently, you're definitely going to see some good results in terms of getting those kills a lot quicker, and it's going to help you, get that SR and get your way all the way up to the top 250. So let me know down below, guys, what your favorite weapon is in rank play, and also let me know if you're going to try any of these out, these specific class setups as well. But if you have enjoyed today's video, definitely drop a like, subscribe if you're new. As always, I'll catch you on the next video.